Babylonian beliefs of serpent worship, which in turn goes across to Egypt and Mesopotamia in general, towards the African ancient serpent cults. The very place that the original Shining Ones descended to Earth and began their teaching of mankind. Christianity, then, is related to the most ancient serpent worship known, and if it were not for the destructive covering up of huge amounts of historical data by the Christians, then this would have been all the more obvious. It is a fact that the Christians were ashamed of this link and did all they could to destroy it, not least because it would reveal their own deity to be of serpent origin itself. Years later, as we shall see, the serpent bloodline would emerge again in the line of the Merovingians, and again the Christians would fight a battle to subdue them. A general term for early Christian Gnostics was Ophites, which means serpent worshippers. It was this group that wrote the New Testament. Epiphanius said, the Ophites sprung out of the Nicolaitans and Gnostics, and were so called from the serpent which they worshipped. They taught that the ruler of this world was of a draconic form, and the Ophites attribute all wisdom to the serpent of paradise, and say that he was the author of knowledge of men. An amazing declaration which speaks volumes. The guardians of the very history and religion that would become Christianity was in fact based on and fostered by those who worshipped the ancient wise serpent that came and taught mankind. The ruler of this world was of draconic form. It was the dragon, the winged serpent, the shining serpent that could fly. It was ultimately wise and should be worshipped as a god. Agathodaimon, meaning simply good serpent. This serpent-consecrated cup of wine was handed around after supper, just like at the Last Supper of Christ, and was received with much shouting and joyousness. The hymn sung via the serpent to the Supreme Father was just the same as the one sung in the memory of the Python at Delphi on the 7th